Hello and welcome to another night shift. My name is Yazil and today we want to work on our color picker. That's this here. So we get this little window and we can choose a color and save the color, and in our chat the color will be used. So let's get started. We work today with a couple things. Let me get that up. So for the color picker we need a couple of things. For once we need an helper class, so just go and make a new C# script. I call it sColor. This class we need because we only can serialize colors with the system method and not with Unity, so we make our own class for that. Let me open that. And it's quite easy. It's just in Unity engine you don't need that, but I have it in case I want to give out something. So you normally don't need that. You're just going with using systems. And then I want to have a namespace so I can access it from everywhere. So namespace Yazil, and this class is serializable. That was the reason we built that, and it's a public class sColor for serializable color. And in the class is a float or 4 floats for the RGB and for the alpha values. Also, there is a public function in it. We call it sColor, so we have an input in color, and we just store the values of RGB in the variable. So this R, which is this one, is equal to color R, color G, color B, and color alpha. So the next is we want to get the color out of the sColor, so we have in function getColor, and it returns just in color out of the RGB and A variables. And the last thing we want to have is we want to have get the hex values. So it's just the R multiplied with 255. So if the R is 1, we get 255 back, and we don't want to have that in the decimal notation. We want that in hex, so we used toString x2, so we got hex as output format. So it gives back the values in FF, 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 or whatever the value is. These we need for the text formatting stuff in the chat, and this is just for normal getting back, and this is for settings. So next thing we need to have is, let's go into UI. We have to have our saving class, and we have to expand that for the stuff we need. So in the UI class we want to have a new directory, so it's public dictionary, and it's string and sColor, and we call it chat colors. So next we need to expand these here. Since we have a new window position dot add, and let's call it color picker. Pos y, or start with x, and let's save it to whatever, 30, and copy that. So, and of course an color picker on off is equal to, let's say, false in the beginning. So we need a public color picker on off. So I misspelled something. Ah, bool is okay. So then we have to initialize the chat colors. Chat colors is equal to new directory, and then we have to save something. So I would say chat colors dot add. Now we need a name, main chat color, and we need to have a value, and that's just a new as color, and let's say color dot white. Of course, lower. So, and we need another color, since we start with two colors. And I'll show you a second notation, what you can do here. New color. So, and it's main, that's name chat color. So that's all for our class. Don't forget we changed something here, so the file value is not longer valid. So we have to delete the file when we start it later on. So for the third part, before we begin here, we need a color list. That's just a color list we used also for our UMass. So it's just Azil create and player color list. Let me open that here. And it's just a list with colors inside. I made 80 of them. So it's just through the color list, I added just a couple values every time and going through the table. We could do that with a picture and picking up the color out of the picture and stuff like that, but I think for our usage, it's the easiest way to do that. So then in our canvas, we need to have a new panel here, and in the panel or on the panel we need to have a new script which is going to make our fields here. So we start and say create a C# script, and I call it color picker. Put it on the color picker. Cannot be found. What's going on? Color picker, mono behavior. Oh, it wasn't ready. Let's open that. And let's see where it leads us. So we don't need the update function. We need to start, but before we start and doing anything, we going for the namespace Yazil. So, and we need a couple of variables. So first of all, we need a public color, selected color, I call it. Selected color, and it's a new color, and it's just white. Then I need the color list, so we need a public player color list, and I call it my color. Color list. Then we need how many items we have in a row, so public int items in a row. Oh, that's very nice of you, Peter. So let's start with 8, since I got 8. And I need a public string my color field. So in this field we store the field we are called, so we know which field we have to go bring back. And in our start, or let's going to make an private void build color table. So, and here we just call that in start, build color table. So for this function, I just copy something in here. So we see we are missing using Unity engine.ui, so we have access to image. So let me open that up a little. What we're going to do here is we go through the list, my color. We're just going to have if from 0 to the max numbers of number of rows. So we're just going to use the function mathf.round to int mycolorlist.list.count and go through the items in a row. Since I have a list with 80 and I have 8, it should be 10 times here. And then we go E++. and in that we're going to go int x is equal to 0 and or loop while x is shorter than items in a row. So we're going for the first one here, first row, and going for the items from 1 to from 0 to 8, from 0 to 7 to be exact. And then we make a new game object and call it color plus the list here, or the I, and going for the item in a row. So if we are the first time, we get here in 0 and it's in 1, or in 0 for the first x, and the next one is then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, or 7, and then the next round it's 1 multiplied with 8, so it's 8 here plus x, and it's 8, 9, 10, and so on. So we're going to get micro.transform.parent this transform, and we got a rectangle rect transform color rect, and we add that to our component, and then we get the local scale to 111, and then we have the anchored position of these rect, and there's a quite mass, so we want to have it 30 plus 27 pixels, and here in the downsize I want to have it at starting at minus 30, and it's going down with I multiplied with 27, so we get a nice square there. So next we have in delta size and the anchor min, anchor max, so we have the position, and we set the pivot of this point, so we have that on the right position also. And then we're going to add the component canvas renderer, and with the canvas renderer we set the image, and the image, I called it underscore color image, is equal to my color add component image, and then we set the color of that out of our color list, and that's the same mass we have already here on top. So we're going for I multiplied with the items in a row plus the x, which is the number in the row. So it starts with 0 and goes up to 97. So, and that should build our lists. Let's save that and start the program here. Let's see if we made an error or not. So, of course, there's an error because we didn't set the color list here. So let's start that again. Now we are a little off here. So we have to calculate our values. So it should be something around 280, and the height maybe a little bit more. Let's go for something like that. So we got our window with the little thing here filled, and what we need now is the little color pieces here have to react on a click, and that's quite easy. You see already, or if you watch there already. Let me get up the right window here. I already got here an my color add component color picker, and so we have to do that. So we go here and make a new C# script and call it color picker. And in the color picker, we just going for, we don't need these stuff. We're going to use namespace, of course. And we have to have it from iPointer. Oh, for that we have to make sure we using Unity Engine .ui and using Unity Engine .event system. So we can use here an iPointer down handler, I would think. And we use a public. By the way, we could do stuff like this. So we're going for transform dot parent dot get component color picker. Oops. Color picker dot selected color is equal to get component image dot color. So this little script we add to our little color pieces, and every time we click on something, the selected color in our color picker will be filled with our color we have inside here. So let's go here, and if we make this one, so you see we add these components to every little flag here. So this is the full. I'll let it stand for a sec for you. So that's just the name. Then direct transform, position direct transform, image color settings, and add the color picker. So bear with me, it's not too much longer. So what happens when we push here one of these little icons here? We want to open up the color picker, and if we push the button, we have to make here in the color picker, we want to save the settings and stuff like that. So I guess we need a function which calls this one, and that's gonna be in our settings file. So we got load settings. Let's see, somewhere here. Somewhere here we need some things. Now, first of all, we need one of these switches for the color picker. So we just copy that and switch color picker, and we're going for dot color picker on off, color picker on off, oops, color picker on off. So, and not option window, we need the color picker window. So, and since we don't have that in the moment, we need here a new game object, public game object color picker window. So color picker upper window. So that's that. So we can switch it on off now. And the function we want to have first is to bring up the color picker. And that's this one. I copied that in, just easier. So it's public void color picker up. And you see here my picker isn't still missing, so we need that. And first of all, we switched that window on, and then we need to have the color picker. So we need a variable. I guess we need something like that. Color picker my color picker, and in the load function, the start function, we get the no, let's do it here, and I'll just awake, it's okay. So we're just going for my picker, color picker window dot get component color picker, the component out of that game object. So I'm sorry about this, all a little bit confusing, but just bear with me for a couple more minutes and we are done with it. So we start up, we get our my picker cached, then we have a function here, and we bring the color picker up, and we save the field which we want to add, so we have access to the field later on. Let's implement that in our UI. So it's just here, these buttons. So we go here in the option window, UI settings, and we have these two buttons here, and we go for settings, which is on game object, on game manager, sorry, game manager, and then we're going for settings and color picker up. Where it is, color picker up. And here we have to add the field name. So we're gonna look into our UI, and it's main chat color and name chat color. So chat color is main chat color, And of course we have to do that for here also. And game object is game manager. My settings, color picker, and it's name chat color. Name chat color. So if we push the button here, let's start that. It should work. Let's see if we got an error or not. And it doesn't work. Of course this doesn't work because in our game manager we have to implement that window. So we have to go to there and get that. And going for a new start. So it opens when we click on it, and of course close when we pick on that again, because we call the function window on off. So now bring in this button here. So let's just stop that. Color picker, right click, UI, button. I'm gonna bring that down there. And we gonna bring in a text and call it save color. Fast fit and get our UI color and buttons. So if we start here, we click on these and we want to return the color. Oops, that was more one too many. So we have that in our settings, and in the settings we want to have similar stuff like this one, and I just copy in a little bit again, string copy and string. So we going for the public void save color, and in the save color we going for our settings UI chat colors, myPicker.myColor field is equal to new as color selected color. So now our chat color field is filled with the color we have in the myPicker. Then we set the color into the game object. So we have to make sure our game objects have the same name here. I'll show you that in a moment. And then we're going to the settings manager, we save our data, then we invoke the settings are loaded, so everything is updated in the game, and we switch off the color picker, so the window will be hidden again. So here again, in our function set color, we're going to find a game object with the name of the field and we get the component image and set the color to the right one. So let's implement that. So here we are. I know this is not easy stuff because we are handling so much different things and jumping from one end to the other, but please bear with me, we are done soon and you understand what's going on. So here in these little windows we want to have the same color than the color here. So we go and name these buttons here with the same we go for here. So if this is main chat color, we're going to have here main chat color also. And the same here. Oh. Name chat color. And of course here the button has to be named main chat color. So, and then we have to go in our button from the color picker and go for game object, game manager, sorry, settings, and we want to have the save color. Didn't save that. So we click on it and say yellow, save, and we got yellow here. We click here, click red, save, and red is here. So all is left to set these stuff inside the the chat window. Oh no, let's first, if you noticed when we start up here, and this is still white, so we fixed that also. So for fixing that is real easy. We got a function here. Let's see the function here, set color. So we just get these functions to live, and where we do that, I would guess in load settings, and we just do it there here. So we're going for set color and going for name chat color and set color main chat color. So that should fix that. So for that we need the using yazil.options namespace in my chat, and I copied in the private settings, my settings, and the private string chat name color and chat output color, main color or whatever, it's not important. And then we need to load that, so we need to cache that, and that's going here with my settings, game object and game manager, and we looking for the game component settings, and then we bind ourselves to the settings loaded, which we already did in the drag functions. So we need to have an init UI function. Just put it down here. The init UI, we just copy in a function. It's a private void init UI. So this is a debug message. We don't need that, but the chat output color is equal to mySettings.SettingsUI chat colors, and then here is our name again, and we use the function getHex, and the same for the name chat color. Oh, there is an error. So now we got both colors in our string here, and why it's string, because we want to use that in our chat messages, so we have to add that there. And I guess we have that in our add message. And get rid of this line, string v. So the chat output text.text, we just add our chat name, and we do that with the chat name color, and that's the hex. What we're gonna do is something like that. And since we get that out of our getHex function, we just add that to the string, and we add the player name then, and that's it. And also we do it with our, let me move that a little bit, we do that also with our chat output color, and it's the same here. So that should take care of we getting the right information in our text. And that should it be. So let's see, we're gonna save that and go into Unity and start button login. Where it is, there, login. We save that, of course, and we go in. Let's make a new one. Before we get that working, we need to delete our file, so let's bring it up. Projects across client strip settings. So to remember here in settings, just delete that. And now we're going to 332, 334, login. Should delete that in front of. So let's go for hi works. We go here, pick up yellow and say save. And we get that in yellow. Check out the other one, red, save. Okay. So last thing is to check if we're gonna save that. We got one error. This will not be hidden, so we have to make sure that is hidden, and that we're gonna do here in settings. And there, of course, we have to here in our chat window set active, we have to get this line color picker. And get that also in there. We're going to save that. I'm going to check that out again. So now you see it's gone here. And if we click on that, everything runs smooth. So I'm sorry again about this very confusing video. It was because we have to edit a couple of different things and make sure other things are there so we can use them, like the S color or like the configuration file. I hope you got that, and if not, just leave a comment on the video. I'll try to explain it then where what belongs. And if you liked it, even if that was not the normal standard, then if you like it even more, just hit the subscribe button. As always, Terence, thank you for your monthly support on Patreon. And so long, happy night shift. See you guys.